Mark Penatelli.
I want to welcome Marcus Simmons into the studio. It's great to have you here. New Bern Bears, ECU football, and you got a football camp coming up. But before we talk about the camp, and we got plenty of time, it's going to be June 30th in New Bern. If you are or someone you know, especially because I know we got some older listeners. You got a nephew, you got a son, whatever, some kid down the block. Some kids you've been stalking. We will definitely get to the camp, but so much to talk about when it comes to New Bern Bears football right now. And, again, here's a guy who's certainly a state champion. I saw you looking at that thing on the wall there.
Yes, sir.
That was such a great season. We've talked about it so much. Yeah. But, I mean, man, let's talk about that. I want to start with the Millbrook game because that's the game everybody talks. Nobody wants to talk about state championship. They want to talk Millbrook.
Oh man, Millbrook, probably the craziest game of my high school career. Man, so many emotions, many.
You guys kind of dominated. I would say dominated. You kind of went out to a lead. In the late, Millbrook kind of got themselves back in. Then they. It kind of scared you.
Yeah,
right?
They scared us. We prepared pretty good. Coach Williams and Coach Curlins and Coach Matera, they put together a good game plan. But we knew that coming in that game that the boys was they were going to be pretty good. And so we had the lead at first. Not sure if we got a little comfortable, but they ended up coming back and making it a competitive game.
So many. I mean, man, there were so many guys that made a contribution in that game. I mean, from a freshman like Tyrell Lindsay, and then Brett had a couple of crazy plays.
Yeah.
He fumbles, picks it up, gets the ball. The catch right before Kevin Reddick's touchdown too. I don't think anybody. Oh my God, that was an incredible catch. So, but so many guys in that game. And then. For you guys, because the tradition of New Bern to beat Charlotte Independence, it was not only winning the state championship, but being able to beat them of all teams because they had been on that run and many New Bern Bears had their season ended that way.
Yeah, that was great. We really wanted to beat them. I know growing up, a lot of us on the team, we used to always go see the high school New Bern Bears play Charlotte Independence. So when it was our opportunity, we wanted to make sure that we wanted to bring one back to New Bern because every time we went there, we always came up short. So we had a great opportunity, and we had a great team that season as well. So we felt like we can do it, and we felt like we was the best team in the state. So we went out there and we proved it, even though we was down 13-0 at one time, but we ended up coming back.
See,
great game.
Yeah, that 2007 group, y'all kind of spoiled me because I was a freshman at New Bern in 2007. So I already knew that New Bern was good at football. Then I get there, and then just that whole entire season was awesome. I know you're talking about the Millbrook game.
Yeah,
we stormed the field after the Millbrook game. We were pumped up. It was a lot of fun, and then. I think we won one other state championship while I was in school, and then they won. Not long after I left again, and then now we're here.
Yeah.
Now it's been a couple of down years. Do you what have you looked at and seen from this New Bern team, and why there's maybe been a downturn?
I'm not really for sure. One thing that I can say, we just have to get back to playing bare ball and get back into that mentality of wanting to win. When people face New Bern, they were scared of New Bern. I had friends in college. As soon as I mentioned that I'm from New Bern, they're like, "Oh man, what were you guys on steroids and stuff like that?" We did not want to play you guys, so we just have to get back to being aggressive, training hard, running hard, conditioning hard, and getting back to winning. I mean, Craven County is New Bern, So I mean, we just have to get back to that.
Yeah, and so Coach Curlins now has stepped down for health reasons. Steve Tapley is the new head coach, and you and I were talking before the show and just don't know because he comes from an assistant on the other side of the state, and and I think there's obviously a lot of questions, and I mean, you know how tough it is. I mean, at this time of year for a coach to come in, doesn't know the players, I mean, he's got to get to know the coaches because the staff that's there is pretty much what he's going to have to start with. That's a challenge. That's a pretty stiff challenge for any coach.
Yeah, my suggestion for coach would be just to come in and just to be a player's coach. Learn your players, get comfortable with your players, and let them know that you really care about them. And that's one thing that our coaches showed. They didn't just care about us on the field; they cared about us off the field as well. And so we wanted to really go out there and win for them. And so I feel like that's what the new coach has to do now. Just get familiar with the guys and let them know that we're going to get back to winning.
Friday Night Football returns, by the way, August 17th. I just want to remind everybody. Hillside. Oh, yes. Oh, wow. And so ECU football, which obviously, too, near and dear to your heart as well. And talk about the tough couple of seasons, David. Talk about the tough couple of years that New Bern suffered, ECU as well.
Yeah.
Has certainly gone through some and obviously the pressure now. There's in searching for a new athletic director, I'm to understand.
Yes. The last couple of years has been pretty tough with our football team at East Carolina. Of course, we got new coach, Coach Scotty Montgomery. So I don't know what's going on. Hopefully we can get it right, and hopefully I know that he guaranteed a bowl game this year. So hopefully we can.
Did
get
they
back.
really?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. So we got to go to a bowl game.
Yeah. I mean, the thing that everybody wants to talk about immediately is the quarterback situation. Do you think Holt Nailers is really going to get a chance this year? Or do you think you're going to see him probably, sit?
He should, man. I think, if I'm not mistaken, that our starting quarterback from last season just transferred. Or
yes,
am I correct?
Yeah.
So he just transferred. So I think the freshman quarterback from D.H. Conley, I think he can really come in and step in and compete. I think if we go ahead and get him in there early and give him 4 years, I think, man, the sky's the limit for him, man. I seen him in high school, so he was pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, it's tough, and I know it was hard for you when when Coach Ruff got the exit there at ECU, but. Yeah. It's also not been, it's not going to be easy for Scotty Montgomery. And I think this is probably a real pressure year for him. I mean, you talk about promising the bowl season. I don't know what if there's a certain, to me, I think a bowl would absolutely secure his job. Yeah. Because, I mean, what is it, 3 wins, Dave, in the last 2 seasons?
Yeah,
so,
3 wins last year.
To me, somewhere – progress is what you want to say. I mean, 4 wins, 5 wins, 6 would be great, but something. But more, it's the competitiveness. It's on the field, the feeling that they are competitive with other teams. Because a lot of times when you're watching it, it's the gap seems a lot deeper when it comes to ECU here recently.
Yeah, I think on the field the guys compete pretty good. I mean, we still have Coach Connors there.
Yeah.
He's excellent trainer. So and an excellent coach as well. But as far as I'm not for sure it could be the game plan, or I'm not for sure.
Right.
But we just definitely have to get back to competing on the field and just bringing East Carolina football back. I think the fans pretty much got spoiled from when Coach Ruff was there. We went from winning 10 games to beat North Carolina and NC State in the same season, and also winning the bowl game and just having a 10 win season. So
which was only the 3rd one, if I'm not mistaken, in the entire history of the team. And so. To me, it's, when you're upset when there's only 5 or 6, it's like, well, hold on, really, because these things do, go up and down and whatnot. But, yes, tough and bowl. I mean, that's a heck of a promise.
It is. But, I mean, 6-7 wins, I think I think we can get there. I mean, we have a real good schedule this year, so we'll see.
It sounds like that 10-win season obviously is the thing that stuck out from your time at ECU. But was there like anything that you look back on now and you're like, that was the best memory I had as an ECU Pirate?
Oh man, the best memory. It's a lot of memories, man. Ever since Coach Ruff came there, we had some big time games and some games that ended pretty crazy. It's a lot of games that I can go to. Of course, Justin Hardy breaking the record.
Which was crazy in itself, because you go back to, man, we're playing West Craven New Bern, and look at us now on the college football. I mean, it's just insane. But I know it's hard to pick one particular thing. You know, that's always difficult. But I would bet as well. One of the things you were talking about before we started the segment, that experience you had at East Carolina is what you're going to apply to this camp. You know, the chant that you're talking about, Coach Connors. You know, all that most people see, including when you're a kid growing up and before you get involved in football, all we really see is that TV presentation or we hear it on the radio. But there's so much that goes into it. Classroom, training rom, practice field.
Yes, sir.
I'm sure that, like I said, your experience, you know, not only at East Carolina, but certainly back in New Bern, that you can instill that with this camp. By the way, June 30th, right?
June 30th, yes, sir. At New Bern High School. Registration starts at 9 a.m. and the camp is from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. So it's going to be something new to the area, because what we're bringing to the camp is something that the kids really didn't have a chance to or haven't really experienced around this area. And so it's going to be a lot of competition more than fundamental drills.
And again, that's interesting. You got a website I want to point people to. So can you give everybody that website?
Yes, sir. The website is www.applypressure.com, and the pressure is PREASSURE.
Now, explain that to me, because we've had your poster in here for a while, and I kept looking at the flyer. I'm like, damn, I don't know if I need to tell Marcus that they spelled pressure wrong.
No, so the thing behind pressure, we spelled it differently. Obviously, we wanted a different type of, we just wanted it to look different. And so we have like a mission statement that's prepared athletes and assured families. So that's how we came with the name Pressure, and we just added the A.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Combination of like I said, a multiple focus that you got going on at this camp. And,
yes, sir.
You know, again, it is June 30th. Registration is 9 o'clock?
Registration is at 9 o'clock, yes, sir.
And, again, it's going to be something a little bit different, and you're going to have some other guys there, right? Not just you, I mean, right?
Yes, sir.
You don't want to be there and a bunch of kids just you by yourself. You can't handle that. You know, ECU and New Bern football has prepared you for a lot of things, but
yes,
I don't
sir.
know if they'd be prepared for you to be ready to handle all those kids by yourself.
Yes, sir. So I will. I'm having a couple of my teammates from East Carolina is going to come down to help me and help teach the kids fundamentals. Also have a couple of teammates from my state championship team that's going to come help me. Brett Williams is supposed to be there, so I'm looking forward to that. My quarterback. Also, some New Bern High School legends as well would be in attendance. So
nice.
I'm gonna keep it as a surprise right now.
Of course,
I really don't want to release everybody that's coming, but it's going to be big, and we're definitely going to be having some legends in the house and some guys that's been to all levels of football, and I think the guys around the area will really greatly appreciate that and be thankful for it.
Now, when all of you guys get together, and I mean, you're talking about a span of maybe 10 different, 10 years at least of great New Bern Bears football teams. Is there just a nonstop smack talking like, oh no, the 07 team was the best. Oh no, the 2011 team was the best.
Yeah, I can tell you right now, 07 is the best. 07 is the best, man. But New Bern definitely had some good years after us, and definitely before us. Especially 03. I can remember as a kid, Corey Fisher, Devon Drew, Kobe Fisher, and Chris Maddox, and Quan Collins. I could go on and name that whole team, but that was the team that I really looked up to as a kid. And when they went to Charlotte Independence and played against Chris Lee.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
And them guys like that. So, yeah, man. But every time I see someone from New Bern in a different year, we always talk smack, talk junk. Yeah. But we got the first state championship. That's all I'm saying.
You got
That's all that matters.
That's right. Y'all the original.
Yeah.
I guess, see, that's what's so cool about this camp, I guess, because you're talking about, when you were growing up, you're talking about a 2003 team that you looked at, and it inspired you to, pursue an athletic career. And, it did so much for you. So that's sort of what you're looking to do with this camp, right? Is
exactly.
Just inspire these kids, and hopefully in 10 years or so we can see them maybe hoisting the state championship.
Most definitely, and just to let them know, just to give them some information about what our company would be doing as far as pressure, what we would be doing, and helping these guys, helping these athletes get into college and get college scholarships. That's our main goal. We want to let them know it's not just what you do on the field, it's what you do off the field as well. If you don't have grades, then you can have the biggest dreams and goals of playing Division I to Division II football, but if you don't have the grades, then you won't be able to make it. So it's a lot of things that we have in store for the athletes in the area, and I look forward to helping them out.
Yeah, one of the things that I always enjoyed talking with Coach Curlins about was, to him, he was just as proud of the kid that got the football scholarship, but the kid that did all the work in high school to get those grades so that he could just earn the opportunity to go to college. Because when you get the grades, doors open up.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I think it's a great thing what you're doing there. And June 30th, folks, you need to New Bern High School.
June 30th, New Bern High School. I can guarantee you it's going to be a great experience. It's going to be nothing like you never seen before around the area.
Man, I'm so glad that it's you, though, man. Those gym shorts. You going to do drills with them, too?
Oh, yes, sir.
Are you one of those coaches that gets down and
I definitely have to get down and dirty with the guys. Nice. I have to get that.
Yes, I love the hands-on coach.
Yes, sir.
Oh, man. So, again, appreciate it so much. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back. More to come.